is it, settling in with the new team and obviously the manager coming in? How's it been?
Yeah, I'm loving it, to be honest. I think, like I was saying, I feel like I've been here forever. I've only been here 3 weeks. I think everyone's just welcomed me in totally. The players, the staff, the management, everything. That's been great. I'm really enjoying it.
It's a hugely exciting time to be at the club, isn't it? With a new manager, new owners, and so much optimism for the new season.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, it's a great time for me to come in, and I'm just really looking forward to the season to get started. To be honest, so we can get the competitive games going and just see how it goes.
Has the manager said he's anything specific what he's hoping for you in terms of on the park?
He's very tactical, obviously, but his main message at the end of the day is to work hard, and he'll be happy. Like, work hard and be brave for him, and that's all he wants, and that's all he asks for you. And if you do that, then he'll treat you as best he can. I think he's been really good for that. Like, obviously, the boys will really like him so far. He's been really positive and brought a lot of new messages and new style of playing and everything. But now we're really enjoying taking it on board and trying to implement it into our game.
Obviously, you were signed by the previous manager. How did that affect your thinking coming in here, knowing that the guy who signed you isn't the guy that's going to be assessing you this first week?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's football. We just need to come in with a clear mind and work as hard as possible and try and make an impression on the new management staff. So obviously it's not going to be easy, but that's just the nature of the game, obviously. So it was still a great opportunity for me to come to Rangers, and I'm delighted I've done it, and I don't regret it one bit.
Normally that happens, it's seen as a negative, but from the outside it feels like this manager's style might actually suit you even better. Do you feel that as well?
Yeah, like I say, I always ask so far for people to work hard and be brave for him, and that's something I'll always do. I'll always work the hardest as I possibly can, and I think I've showed that throughout training so far, and hopefully in the friendlies and stuff that we've got coming up. But I'll just do my best and see where it takes me, to be honest.
What's stood out about this training so far, Lyall, compared to other managers you've worked with?
Just the intensity here is a lot higher than what I'm used to, but it's been great. I've really enjoyed trying to get up to that level and stay at that level and compete with them, and I feel like I've done well so far at that. And it's just, obviously in life you just want new challenges, and that's what I'm facing here, and I'm really enjoying every aspect of it.
You've been obviously club signed a few midfielders alongside yourself. You've been impressed with the players you'll be competing with in midfield too?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously you've got a big squad, so you need to compete against players, but it's slightly different to what I was used to at Dundee. Obviously I knew I was going to be playing at the end of the week, so it's totally new challenge for me, but one that I'm looking forward to having, really, because it's a new challenge and everything's just exciting at the minute for me. So yeah, it's good.
See, just being a Rangers player, is the whole thing bigger than you expected? There being at Ibrox, coming here, is it what you expected, or is it even more?
To be honest, I try not to get too ahead of myself and think about it too much. I kind of just take things at face value for what they are, and I don't get too ahead of all loads of fans, massive stadiums and all that. Like, I've been to Ibrox before and know they're a massive club before I joined, and that's why I joined them, because I was so excited to get started. But now that I'm here, I just need to be here and feel like I should be here, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to get too ahead of myself, and just trying to do my best, and hopefully it's enough to get consistent games and help contribute to winning games and scoring goals. Yeah, exactly. I can't be overwhelmed by the situation I'm in, because I've worked hard on my career to get to here, so I'm just going to take it as it comes and hopefully do as best I can.
Does that come naturally for you, Lyall, to just be that quite calm about it, because that will help you? It'll help you here, won't it?
Yeah, I think when I was younger, maybe that's something I struggled with when I was like on loan and all that kind of thing. If I wasn't getting games or all that kind of thing, I'd let it get to me. But I think that kind of calloused me a bit to now that I'm able to deal with it a bit better and just be a lot more relaxed about everything. And I think it's quite a good way to be honest, because you don't obviously want to get ahead of yourself here.
Lyall, have you had any conversations with Russell Martin about where you'll fit in, and do you have an ideal kind of position that you would like to play in the new system?
Obviously it's been a busy time, we've got a lot of players, so in a minute he's just kind of mixing it up, but obviously I see myself as number 8, a midfielder, so that's where I want to try and play. But obviously we've got a lot of competition for places, but that's just the way it's going to be, so yeah, I just need to do my best and hopefully get in there.
Last week we've seen positions in the number 8. There was chances at the edge of the box being created for shots, and the manager seems really keen to make those kind of two attacking midfielders, those positions, be able to get goals and numbers and things like that, as he calls them, have specialists in those positions. Are you really looking forward to playing in those then, and in that system, and you think you'll be able to thrive in that?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously over the last couple of years I've scored quite a good amount of goals from midfield, and that's just a part of my game that I enjoy doing. I love getting forward, I love scoring goals, so obviously playing the team that creates more chances and is more attacking minded, hopefully will suit me.
Is there any midfielders you've modelled your game on, or any guys in the game now that you think you take a bit from?
Not specifically, to be honest. I loved David Silva when I was younger, but obviously he's levels ahead. But no, I've just kind of tried to be myself and it's got me this far, so hopefully I just need to keep improving on that.
Your first away game for Rangers at the Peak Stadium against Panathinaikos, the Champions League qualifier. See, do you think from where you've come from, up your head, Tromsø, it's amazing to think, that journey you've been on?
Yeah, it is. Obviously, I'm delighted, obviously, to be in this situation. I'm obviously proud of what I've been able to achieve so far, but I still believe it's just the start. Still got a lot of work to do, and like I say, I don't get too caught up in how big of a game it is, because then you just start to overthink it and stuff. So I'm just looking forward to everything that's coming my way in a minute, to be honest. It's in a really lucky position.
The manager's spoken about the amount of running that he wants, he expects from his team. Has that been noticeable in the training?
Yeah, it's really intense. I think obviously a lot of us are physically struggling this week because it's been such a hard training. Obviously the weather here has been unbelievable. It's so hot. So no, it's been really good and really hard working, but I think that's the way it needs to be. Obviously everyone's competitive and everyone's working hard, so I think it's creating a really good kind of atmosphere within the camp, and now we're all really enjoying working hard and improving.
How did you enjoy the bleep test? That's always the dreaded pre-season.
I didn't do it, to be honest. Don't really got the way around. I actually didn't have to do it because I was injured, so I haven't done it. But yeah.
Lucky escaping.
Yeah.
I remember speaking to you when you were nominated for the Young Player of the Year a couple of years back, and you were talking then about your university degree. Is that something you finished that? Is that something you still?
No, it's still
doing?
ongoing. I actually took a break this year, so you can, with Open University, you can carry it on whenever you want. But this year's been pretty busy, to be honest, with a lot that's going on. So it was maths and economics, so I've done 2 years credit, so I can just pick up whenever I'm got the chance again.
And is that, I think you're doing that because you always wanted that sort of fallback aspect to footballer's life, but with this move, does that feel like that sort of side of things is something that's become less required now?
Nah, not really. It's still the same thing. As obviously you never know what's going to happen, and I never want to get too ahead of myself. I'm not thinking, oh, my Rangers now have made it, because that's not the way it is. I still need to make an impression here and become a key player here. That's my goal. So no, I definitely haven't thought that way, and just obviously it was a busy year with all that was going on last year at Dundee and moving through here. I just haven't had the time, but no, I'll definitely pick up again at some point.
See, a few years ago when you were down the league zone, did you always still believe that you would get to this point?
In all honesty, probably no. At times, obviously I thought I was maybe coming towards the time where it was now or never, and probably got quite lucky with a couple of breaks and took my opportunities when they came, and obviously now I am where I am. But if I've been totally honest now, I probably didn't think I'd ever get to here. Like I said, when I settled with my family, when I signed, like if I told myself 2 years ago I'd be signing for Rangers, I never would have believed you, but obviously it's happened and I'm grateful for that.
What got you through that? What kept pushing you on? If there were doubts, you're thinking, well, what kind of kept you going and kept you motivated?
I've obviously been pretty confident in my ability as a football player, but even when you are having bad spells at clubs like that, you start to think, am I like what I thought I was, obviously, so you do kind of rethink it, and then but at the end of the day it all comes down to just working hard every day in training, and that's what I did. Even when I was on loan, went back to Dundee, trained with the first team, worked as hard as possible, and it paid off in the end. But I think that's the thing with a lot of young football players, they go through bad spells and obviously they just fall by the wayside, but thankfully I managed to keep going and it's paid off, thankfully.
Suppose your story itself tells you that anything can happen. You never thought you might have made it at Dundee, so people coming here might think that quite a big squad to make a lot of signings this summer. It's going to be different for you, but as you say, what you've been through, you've proved yourself wrong, even and others wrong.
Yeah,
already.
I think obviously I've done it before. I've been in situations where I'm maybe not being expected to play as much and all that before, and I expected that when I came here. I didn't expect to come to Rangers and play every week, and that was the thing. Obviously a lot of people doubted me, like, oh, you're going to a club and sit on a bench and that. But that's not my goal at all. I want to come here and make an impression and play as much as possible. So obviously I need to compete with better players now. That's just the way it is at the club I'm at. So no, I'm looking forward to the challenge and hopefully get going soon.
Perfect.